Hey guys, Crispy Bacon here with another build for you. Without further ado, let's get started. The main point of this build is to be using fusion grenades, that is, as much as possible on the Titan. So how do we achieve this? First of all, the exotic we're using here is Ashen Wake. You can get this from any exotic drop source in the game, but its exotic perk is Bring the Heat. Fusion grenades now explode on impact and gain increased throw speed. So basically these arms make fusion grenades really good, but we can take this a step further, especially right now. If you don't know, the Revelry event is going on right now, which basically allows you, via multiple different aspects of the game, to get ridiculous cooldowns on your melee, your grenade, and your class ability. So with this build, we are taking that whole grenade ability recharge into account and using it to maximize the potential here. So besides the Ashen Wake exotic arms, what do we need? We're going to need the helmet, chest, legs, and butt cape from the Revelry event. And what this is going to do is increase the effects of our Reveler's Tonic. Now if you don't know, the Reveler's Tonic can be acquired from Evil Levante when starting the event. And within the Reveler's Tonic, we can spend 50 Reveler's Essence to enhance one of our cooldowns. And in that case, that's going to be our grenade cooldown. So between that Reveler's Essence active and 4 pieces of the Revelry set equipped, our grenade recharge rate is going to be extremely high, and that is one of the main pieces of this build. Now as for weapons in this build, I am using the Recluse submachine gun, and I'm also using an auto rifle here called Gnawing Hunger, which has the perk called Demolitionist. Demolitionist is a new perk that was introduced with the Season of the Drifter, and kills with this weapon generate grenade energy. Activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserves. So as you can tell, with a grenade spam build like this is going to be a perfect perk on our weapons. But again, this is a micro synergy build, so you guys can go ahead and fill in the blanks with whatever you want and kind of make this build your own, but just take these building blocks into account. The first place I took this to was the Crucible. And, you know, I went into the Crucible thinking, this is kind of going to be like a gimmicky build. It's just going to be kind of like a joke build. It's not going to be very good. But the more I used it, the more I realized that this is actually a very viable build, especially right now in the current meta with the Revelry going on. Because what you can do is use a fusion grenade to basically take an opponent down to absolute, which means like they're just about 1 or 2 shots away from death, and then you can clean them up with the Recluse. If you don't know, the Recluse is actually a reward from getting to Fabled in competitive this season in the Crucible. And the Recluse's special effect is called Master of Arms. Kills with this weapon improve the weapon's damage for a short time. Sorry, kills with any weapon. So you can use this weapon or any primary or heavy, and basically the Recluse will be buffed to do more damage. So this is great. The problem is that Recluse isn't necessarily the best gun when it does not have this perk active, and that's really where the fusion grenades here come into play. Because it's really easy to jump around a corner, throw a fusion grenade at someone, you do 150 damage, and then you can clean them up with Recluse, activate Master of Arms, and then you can get like a double kill or a triple kill if you're really good with the Recluse, and then it just makes this like back and forth between the Recluse and throwing these fusion grenades, and it's really strong. But honestly, even if it's not strong, it's really fun to do. You know, it makes the game feel like a totally different game. It feels like you're playing dodgeball. It seriously feels like you're back in 6th grade and all your buddies are with you in gym class and you're just throwing dodgeballs back and forth. It really feels like a completely different game because instead of concentrating a ton on shooting, you're instead like trying to figure out the trajectory, the perfect trajectory of your fusion grenade so that you can hit people close range, long range, anything like that. So it kind of like introduces this new metagame into Destiny, and it's especially fun right now, and with the Revelry that just makes it even better. But, you know, you may be thinking that, well, the Revelry will only last till the end of the week. How will this be viable going forward? Well, I actually thought about that, and what I decided to do was take this same build into Gambit, but I did make one edit, and instead of the Revelry armor, I instead put on a full Reaper set of armor. If you've seen my Reaper build, you know that it's all about grenade spam, so this actually works out very well. So with the Reaper set, there is a perk that you can get called Major Rewards, where defeating powerful enemies grants a temporary surge in grenade recharge rate. So basically what we're doing here is killing a major enemy, even with a grenade or any weapon, and then you can essentially just throw 3 grenades back to back to back. and if you happen to kill another major, that's just going to reset again. So you get into this rhythm where you are literally just spamming grenades at everything. And you seriously feel like Mario, you know, with the fire flower. That's the whole point of this build that I've got going on here, is that you are just using like the fireballs throughout the entire experience, and it's your main damage. And this can be used against, you know, regular enemies, major enemies. It's good against the boss for your first 3 grenades, but obviously the cooldown won't last past those first 3 grenades, so then it's good to switch over to another weapon. And you know, that's why I'm calling this a micro synergy, because basically you need to fill in the blanks with this build when it comes to your weapon choices in Gambit and your heavy weapon and how you're doing boss damage. But one thing I do want to mention is that we are actually using Middle Tree Sunbreaker, which is called Code of the Devastator. And the reason for that is because whenever you get a kill with a solar ability on this subclass, you gain additional ability damage. And so you can do this actually fantastic combo where you throw a grenade and then it gives you the buff, and then you throw a hammer and then you kill an enemy with the hammer, pick it up, and then it just keeps going back and forth between grenade usage and hammer usage. And so you have this 1-2 combo of just infinite solar abilities that keep stacking damage up to 3, and you can just kind of do that forever, because at 3 stacks you can also really take down majors to low health, and then if you kill that major you have major rewards activating, which means you can just throw more grenades, and it really is just a fun time. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm just going to let the gameplay play out from here, so I'll see you next time. Have a good one.
You're in the lead. Take down that primeval, and this Gambit's yours. Opposing team summoned a primeval. If they kill it, they win this. Portal's up. Go look them in the eyes. Your allies invading the other side. Your invaders down. And now too. Invaders here. Brace yourself. All right. Feed your light to that primeval. Portal's up. Your allies invading. You're behind.